Hello everyone, so ignore the hair, it's absolute mess because it is raining outside. That is the giveaway because that is the new bike which has just been delivered now. So it's an ex-police bike. Well, actually, get a close up and I'll tell you more about it. So the bike is a 1986, so it's older than I am, BMW R80RT. Actually an ex-police bike. It did have the police pannies and things on, but it doesn't anymore because the keeper has them and forgot to bring them, which is cool because I wasn't going to use them anyway. And these little boxes as well open up. Not that I'm going to be keeping this, but white tank, love that. Original stuff. Carbs work. It's been sat for 3 years in the owner's garage, but started first time. It's had a new battery fitted last week. You can see there that all the dials and things, all the clocks, at least working, but some fair bit of upkeep has been done to this bike already. It's a monoshock, which is exactly what I wanted because that then means I can turn this into a Café racer or a bobber, but everything on it is absolutely standard and super happy with this in such good condition. Also came with a Haynes manual, which was a bargain, and I've still got some of these, so maybe the badges aren't original, but I've got some spare. Haynes manual and locks, and I won't show you any of this stuff, but a whole load of paperwork, receipts, all that kind of stuff, and then the oil filter was changed on there, and then that was the mileage in 2009. So wow, that was a quick walk around, and I'm just so happy with this. I just cannot wait to respectfully get its kit off. So I'm not sure what this is, whether anyone can tell me. I would have assumed that was for the fuel, but all the fuel things look like they're going down there, so that's a bit of a weird one. I've disconnected the whole back, so what I'm going to do is just take off these bolts now. This whole subframe at the rear should then come off, because I don't want to take all this apart like I did with a Triumph and then have to put it all back together again. So this is staying as it is, to try and take it off as a whole. So taking the side panels off, super easy. Glad they're here now because I used that as a bit of a brace. I didn't want to drop it on myself. And what we're saying with these exhausts, just keep them as they are. What I don't want to do at the minute is start hacking everything off, just like I did with the Triumph. Love your Triumph, but I want this to be different. But I really do like that. So I feel like what I've seen online is you put a rod in there, and then your seat goes here, and that's your bobber, or you get a subframe, which again is similar, which I've seen online, that bolts in there, and then you get your seat. So I like that. And rear shock as well, I've ordered, but I might keep that for the minute. The bike is looking more like a bobber. So that was actually really easy. Take the back off, kept it all as it is, and now it's time to work on the front. Hopefully you're enjoying it so far. I'm enjoying working on it. It's just get everything off and then see what happens. But the back end at the minute, super happy with that. Okay, so moving on to the front, there's a lot more things to take off on this one, but again, I'm going to try and keep everything as it is. got some updated speedos and dials and all that kind of good stuff coming. So let's see about this. I'm actually gutted I can't keep these, but I have sat on the bike, and yeah, it's just not the look that I'm going for, but I'm going to try and keep everything, at least this, as standard as possible, and just, I guess, just clean everything. But the bike is in, at the minute, perfect condition. I'm going to have to unclip all this to get anywhere near taking this front fairing off. So that's done. So now tackling these from the look of it, and then this should come off. So actually, just while I'm doing this, I'm going to upgrade the electrics and the lights to LED. That's one thing that I'm not going to keep standard. And also the controls and handlebars, but actually I might keep the handlebars. Sorry, keep the control and just change the handlebars. Maybe. Okay, there's a lot more screws on this than what I thought. Probably these. Oh no, maybe not. All these air vents. Absolutely rode in style back in the day. Rode in style. Or comfort, should I say. Comfort. And style. So it's just the difference is that all these bolts are all different sizes, so I need to find the right one to get in there, and the front end should come off. So this bit is a task. Got to take the crash bars off to get this out, and the crash bar is a fair few bolts. So I'm working on that now. It's not as easy as I thought. There's a lot of stuff going on in here, but it'll be worth it. Plan for today is just get all the fairings off, and that'll be a good few hours. That needs to get replaced. There's another bolt. So that is it for part one. I hope you have enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed doing this part of the build, getting my hands dirty and just understanding different parts of a bike that isn't my Triumph Bonneville. I am excited to see what's coming up next. I know what's happening next, but I am going to tackle the electrics, looking into the carbs, and maybe do an airbox delete going forward. And certainly because I'm moving into a LED format for the bike, that would also then look at doing a battery relocation or changing out the battery entirely, just to give it a lot more sleeker look. The thing that I'm undecided on is whether I turn the bike into a bobber or into a Café racer. Slightly leaning towards the bobber, purely because it'll be different to my Triumph, which is very Café racer look and kind of style, and I am intrigued by the bobber. Before I got the Triumph, I was looking at the bobbers, and
Yeah, I'm not sure. So let me know in the comments what you would do with this bike, or actually, should I have just left everything as standard? More on the story as the series continues about where the bike came from as well. I'm just getting a few more of the facts from the previous owner. As I was filming this, it was pouring down with rain. The bike was wet, as you can see there, but purely the whole reason behind this was just getting those fairings off, seeing what the bike looked like, and actually was what everyone was saying online in terms of the monoshock, which is what this bike is easy to turn into a cafe racer bobber or not. I know that if you don't go for the mono shock one and you take the rear subframe off, you have to do a lot more work in it. So this is my first proper build that I'm doing. So I just figured keep it as simple as possible and hopefully deliver you lot some content over these winter months.
So thank you all for watching. Hopefully I see you in part 2.